So today I'm going to show you how to tame those cravings without white knuckling it through your diet. So I think that cravings are brought on by a couple of different things. First of all, when we restrict the types of foods that we love, we rebel. I know I do. And when you rebel, it makes you crave those different things. The other thing that cravings are a part of is that when you start going without certain foods, it's going to release different kinds of hormones. Really, think about it. If you've been eating a ton of sugar your whole life, or a ton of flour products or processed foods, your body's gotten used to that. And different hormones, different things going on in your body are going to change once you change up your diet. So if you think of cravings not as failure, but as feedback, telling your body, okay, this is how I feel, this is what's going on, you're going to have a much easier time dealing with it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is planned satisfaction. Now, planned satisfaction stops some of that binge behavior. When you're craving something and you ignore it, fight it, work against it, all of a sudden you give in and you've eaten everything in your house. Has that ever happened to you? I can tell you from my own experience, it has happened with me. So if you plan on certain types of things that are going to help you with those cravings and you do it on a regular basis, you're going to be able to tame that wild animal. So let me give you an example. I love chocolate. I love chocolate and I love peanut butter. Reese's is probably my favorite candy in the whole world. But anything related to Reese's, cupcakes, cakes, drinks, ice cream, whatever, I crave it. That's something I really love. So in my process of dieting, I have found ways to work with those cravings. I don't give up chocolate. Instead, I used unsweetened cocoa in different kinds of things that I know I can eat. For example, I love my Ninja Creamy because it makes ice cream out of any flavor in the world that I like. So I can use powdered peanut butter, I can use unsweetened cocoa, I can use different kinds of delicious sweeteners like monk fruit sweetener. I can throw in a half a banana, some cottage cheese, whey protein, and all of a sudden, I'm not just enjoying something that I love, I'm enjoying something that's going to be really healthy for me, that's loaded with protein, but still fills my cravings. So if you have, a craving for popcorn and things like that, you don't have to give it up. Maybe instead of your traditional way of making popcorn on the stove or the microwave buttery popcorn, try using an air popper to make your popcorn and then flavor it with different kinds of seasonings. They have so many things out now, or you can make your own. They say that a fed craving is a quiet craving. And I don't think your cravings ever go away when you're dieting or even when you hit your goal weight. By the time you're off your diet and you're on to your normal way of eating, a lot of people gain their weight back because they start feeding all those cravings. You need to find ways to satisfy those cravings for different kinds of food and still be able to stay on your diet. Now, for everybody, that's going to be different. For me, I love ice cream, I love candy, I love cake. I'm a sweets person. But a lot of people are salty people. They like chips and salsas and all that kind of stuff. So there's ways you can do it. You just have to think outside the box. Number 2 is hunger is behavioral. You might not have heard that before, but it's true. So today I want to introduce to you a training idea for your hunger. So the most practical tips, these you might want to write down, put them in your phone, something, because there's 2 of the most practical tips that you can do to curb your hunger and curb your cravings of anything else you can do. The first is don't skip meals. Don't skip your meals. Don't wait till you're starving and then all of a sudden you can't control, I want this, I want that. No. Eat your meals. Eat something when you're hungry. If you find you're hungry even between meals, have an apple, have a piece of cheese. I mean, have something, have a few nuts, but have something that's going to hold you over to your next meal. And that's number one. Number two is add more protein to your diet. Protein will make you feel fuller. It's going to help you last longer, and it's going to just help you with your cravings. A lot of people don't realize they're not getting enough protein at their meals or their snacks or what have you. We're in a society, unfortunately, that promotes processed food, that promotes carbs and quick ways of eating and running through drive-throughs and that type of thing. So if you can increase your protein, you're going to be able to make it a lot better by not overeating and giving into those cravings. And then again, don't skip meals. And in all reality, you don't tame cravings by being stricter. You don't. It isn't about willpower. It's about being smarter. Number three is delay without denial. That sounds simple, but let me explain it. It is actually something that will probably work in some of your cravings. And that is when you get a craving, they usually don't last forever, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So if you can just tell yourself in the moment that you're having that, you know what, let's wait 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to try some different things real quick, and then we'll come back to it and re-look at it in 10 or 15 minutes. So let me give you an example. You're craving something, you know it's in the refrigerator. Okay, this is what you do. Go drink a big glass of water. Drink maybe some kind of a, diet drink or something like that. Sparkling water. If that doesn't do it, change rooms. If that doesn't do it, go start the laundry. Go do some type of a task to get your mind off of it. You might be surprised in 10 to 15 minutes, those cravings for that particular thing, you may have forgotten about it and moved on. These don't last forever. Cravings come and go throughout the day. And a lot of times it's making sure you don't have those things in your house that are going to be tempting your brain and saying, oh, I'm in the refrigerator up on the top shelf. Get them out of your house, get them out of your mind, and do other things, drink other things, make yourself, busy for 10 or 15 minutes and say, instead of saying no, say not now. And lastly, the things that make your diets worse and harder to get through are things like skipping meals, cutting carbs out completely, not eating enough protein, labeling foods as bad, and maybe dieting too aggressively. So diets aren't really made to fail. We fail because we don't have things in place to help us when times get tough. You don't need more discipline, you need a better system. And you can do this. I know you can do this. So if you've enjoyed this video today, can you give me a like or subscribe to my channel, maybe a thumbs up? And if you like this particular video, could you type in BEAR, B-E-A-R, in the comments so that I know you're working on your cravings and we're still continuing on this diet process together. We're almost in week 3 since our New Year's resolutions took place to go on this diet journey together. I hope that yours is working out great. I'd love to hear from you in the comments to see what's working, what isn't working. If you have anything that you'd like me maybe to focus on in a video that might be helpful, just let me know. Excuse me, type in the comments things you think would be helpful. If it's more meal prep, if it's more making different kinds of recipes for you, if it's talking to you about ideas that will help you, just let me know. I'm on the same journey with you, and I think whatever we can do as a community really helps. So thanks for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.